Hey guys, my first shot at a video on Joe's forum here. Wasn't sure about all the ins and outs and details of setting up the triple edge finder, but I think I've got it fixed. I think I've got it working right. So I wanted to put something together just to kind of put it all together on what I learned. And anyway, here we go. We got Bill Griggs. Mr. Griggs, thank you very much for an awesome touch plate here. His triple edge finder. I did a little trick here that Kent Janes did. I've got a little RCA connector plug on the end of mine, and where that goes is I kind of put a female side over here on my machine. The gold up in the upper right there is the female end of the RCA plug. That wire goes back to the G540 and into input number 4, or pin 13. The white wire there is my ground. It goes back also to the G540 and location number 12. So I'm going to come back here. There's a few things you need in the setup once you get it all wired in. So I'm going to come over here to the screen and hopefully be able to show you that. I'm trying to do all this in one take. I'm trying not to get you guys too dizzy. But if you come up here in the old configure screen, click on the config, come down to ports and pins. Now, depending on what input you tie in your little RCA connector or whatever connection you use, you got to have your input. So under input signals, you're going to come over here under signals and you're going to look for probe. So scroll down to probe. And in my case, well, I guess in everybody's case, you have to enable it. So you'll click that once, turn the red X to a green check, change your port number from 0 to 1. And since I'm in input number 4, that is pin 13 on the G540. So you put pin 13 in there, and then turn your red X to a green check and active low. I've already applied that, so I'm just going to hit OK. I'm going to come over here and just do a little reset. And where we're going to focus is right here. Probes in the Mach screen. We're going to come over here. One other thing you need to do, a couple other things you need to do before you can run it is right here. This is the thickness of the plate. Mr. Griggs' plate there is 0.6158, and all you got to do is really just highlight that, type 0.6158, or whatever your thickness of your plate is, and it'll accept it there in the Z direction. The other thing you need to do is, let's go back up here. Hopefully you guys don't get too busy with this here. Under operator, you've got to go to edit button script. Click that. That allows you to look at your Visual Basic or any script under your button. So if we click the Z, we'll have a little Visual Basic script editor here that opens up. And as you can see, Kent Janes wrote a Z-axis touch plate 0 code here. This works very well with Mach. Kent's got thousands of touch-offs with no problems. So it works really good. Go to Joe's forum, do a search on Z-axis touch plate 0, and Kent's got a real nice script in there. Copy that, paste it into this screen for your Z touch-off, and you are golden. All right, I'm going to close that out. So here what we're going to do, back over here, I'm going to zero out my X and my Y, and then we're going to use this button right here. So I'm going to go back to the table. I'm going to come over here and try to make this too crazy here, but we're going to take my plug here, and I'm going to plug it into my machine right here, like that. I'm going to take my triple edge finder, and you'll notice on the bottom it's got a pocket that goes into that hole there, and that allows you to set that right on the corner, snug that up real nice. So the center of that hole is right on the corner of your workpiece. So the next thing to do is I'm going to move this machine over to the plate. I'm going to try to get it right in the center of that circle. Doesn't have to be exact. We can get that down in there. So it's about where she needs to be, right there. Okay, so now she's just below the surface of that circle. And in the center of the circle, I'm going to come back over here to the Mach screen. And we're going to touch off right in the center of that button. Once you touch that, Mach will allow your bit to move over. Touch all 4 sides of that circle. Find the center of the circle, which is your XY0. Alright, that is XY0, but for some reason, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but XY is not 0, so I have to come over here, 0 those 2 out. Alright, now we're going to do Z. We will come over here and touch up on the Z next, but we're going to come back over. We're going to take the machine, we're going to get it up out of the circle. We're going to move it over, and we can touch off on the Y. On the Z, I'm sorry. So we get that in position there, just somewhere over that plate. Come back to the Mach screen, touch the Z button, and it's asking me to touch the probe to the plate, to the bit. So come over and we make the connection here, set it back down. The bit moves down, touches the plate, backs off, in my case 0.2 inches in the safe Z. So in this case, in the Z, the plate is 0.6158. You can see there, plus 0.2, which gets it 0.8158. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to get to 0. So we'll move this out of the way. Alright, we're going to get that out of the way, and then we're going to move our plate. Let's just move this over here. Disconnect. Alright, now I'll leave it over here, but this is what I didn't realize, is if you go to go to Z, should say go to 0, but it says go to Z. If I hit that, the bit should go to 0, 0, 0. And there's 0, 0, 0. I'll show that again. Let me get this up here. I'll move it over out of the way. Just kind of move it over. And I'll come back to the screen. And you can see we're kind of jogging out of the way here. And then when I come over here and I hit go to 0, go to Z, the machine will move to 0, 0, 0. There it is, guys. Hopefully I answered some questions. If you got any questions, shoot me a PM. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.